Next section of frame to be patched. Gonna get rid of this hole right here, put on a new shock mount, and then at least the suspension for the most part will be pretty safe. Got a little more work to do in the back here, but today, right rear section of the frame. All right, let's make some noise. Got a good portion of it off. I have to crawl underneath and cut the backside to get that apart. I cannot even begin to explain to you guys how much I love my air chisel. A couple of cuts to weaken this thing up, and then that thing just pounded it right off. Check this out. Off the top, this side it cut out all by itself, and that's not even with the cutting bit, that's with the chisel bit. And then we look underneath, and that's what's left. So I just need to grind those down. Actually, I might even hit those with the air chisel a little more, see if I can knock them off. And then put the patch in and weld up the new shock mount. So that was the hardest part, was getting that off. Now I just need to cut out some metal. Still a good ways to go, obviously, but we're making progress. Of course, it's fighting me tooth and nail because the shock is seized onto the stud here, and I'm having a lot of trouble getting this loose to get the bottom part off so I can try and hammer this thing apart. So we'll keep working on it. For this right rear frame and shock mount repair, we got everything cut off here. I just need to finish grinding these down, and on the back side here, and then I'll cut out a section for this rot, cut out a plate, weld it back in, weld on the new shock mount, and we'll be in business as far as the shock mounts are all concerned. Alright, so we got this all cut out. I gotta clean it up just a little bit more yet. And then our new shock mount should fit just like that where the old one was. Actually, that's going to sit just a little bit inside where the old one was. So right there. So I'm not sure if I want to cut a little more out. Actually, no, that's perfect because I got this sitting on original frame metal yet. So I'm just going to weld a plate right in here to patch that hole. And then weld this on top. And we'll be in good shape. Well, I just started welding the plate to patch the hole in the top of the frame there, and this happened. So, ran everything inside real quick. I really don't feel like welding in the rain, getting all my crap covered in water. This sucks. This is cooling down. Now that the rain's done, I'm gonna finish welding up here. The thing with this welder, I don't know if it just doesn't get hot enough or what, but it just pop, 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 pop everywhere. Real hard to get a nice bead run. But I'm gonna grind this front part down. I'm going to then fill in everything, re-weld a couple of sections, finish filling that in. I'll need a little plate to put in there. And we'll grind her smooth, get the shock mount on there. Shock mount is on. Not the cleanest welds. I actually did get a really nice bead run across the back. Not that you guys can see that. So I think my biggest issue with the sloppy welds actually is just getting clean metal on this thing. It's so rusty. But let me see if I can get you a shot of the other side here. So that was very difficult to weld on my back, on the ground. Welding on your back, on the ground, to get the inside portion of something Kind of sucks because there's hot weld dripping all over you. So that pretty much completes the right rear frame repair. Definitely came out a lot better than the left rear, considering the left rear had plates built up and everything. This side I actually got everything flush. The only thing I'd like to do really is get the heavier duty welder at my job and possibly clean these up, see if I can get a little more heat in there, run a nice bead. But I got some self-etching primer drying on there right now. I'm going to throw a coat of black on. And then with that, there's only one more big section of frame to repair. Which way is the sun facing? With that, there's only one more big section of frame to repair, and that is the complete rear section on both sides. That's going to be a serious project. The gas tank has to come out, the springs have to come off, or at least the shackles for the springs in the back here. It's getting rusted out right where the shackle goes on here. And it's getting like that on both sides. And then if I have to drop the gas tank, the bridge that runs across, the cross member I should say, not a bridge, the cross member for the gas tank is not in the best shape either. So if I'm dropping the tank down, probably going to end up repairing that as well. And Shell wants to do a lift kit, so if the springs are coming off, that'd be the best time to do a lift kit. But I don't think, you know, that's money that isn't available right now, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. It's not really the safest the way it is. I would like to get it repaired as soon as possible. But the saving grace is she's got this honking trailer hitch that just is seriously welded on. I don't know who did that, but it connects to both sides, so it's really strengthening the frame, which is good. Like I said, the only thing I'm really worried about is that shackle there, but I think we got some time out of that. Exhaust needs to be done eventually. But, so, that's where we're at. I'm going to finish painting this up, throw the wheel back on, and head her home. Talk to you guys later. And yes, I did put the shock back on.